On a beautiful and breezy Saturday night, great for parading. It's the Crew of Caesar 1996. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bob Pavlovich, and Cox Metro 10 will be bringing you all the parading action. And to help me do that, we have Ed Munez, councilman in Jefferson Parish. Ed, what can we expect tonight?
Well, 34 magnificent floats, lots and lots of throws, costuming like you've never seen before. And that breeze is being caused by the Power Rangers who blew into town today. And they got all the kids all excited out here on Veterans Highway.
We'll be looking for some NFL players on a special float, as well as Tori Spelling. Some great throws, including autographed Nerf footballs and the traditional frisbees, doubloons. We'll bring it all to you right here on Cox Metro 10. And before we go away, we have an occasion we need to note. It's Councilman Ed Munez's birthday, so on behalf of Cox Cable and everyone,
like that, huh?
Happy birthday to Ed Munez.
How you like that? Well, thank you very much.
So,
at my age, you try not to remember when your birthday is, but I appreciate that. It's very nice of Bobby Cornisi and the Crew of Caesar to put on this great parade on my birthday.
And we're going to eat our cake and have it, too. We'll tell you about that when we come back, right here for the Crew of Caesar.
I'm going to send a piece down to Nick Gambaluca because he looks like he has to gain a little weight. I'm looking at him right now.
On Cox Metro 10. We'll be right back.
This is great. How did y'all know?
For tuxedo rentals and sales, do what New Orleanians have done for over 30 years. Go to Smart Set Formalwear. Smart Set Formalwear is locally owned and operated and carries many different styles of men's tuxedos and formalwear, with sizes in most styles ranging from size 4 to size 60. Smart Set Formalwear is sure to suit your needs. Arrange a complete black tuxedo for only $34.95 or basic black tails for only $44.95. So visit Smart Set Formalwear at our two locations, 536 Oak Lawn in Metairie and 3901 Williams in Kenner.
Isn't it sad when your favorite parade is over?
Well, don't worry. Cox Cable can help. Cox Cable is proud to offer the beauty and pageantry of Mardi Gras on VHS tape. This year, Cox Cable is offering Napoleon, Caesar, and Endymion. Simply send check or money order for $19.95 plus $4 shipping and handling to Cox Cable Productions, 338 Edwards Avenue, Harahan, Louisiana, 70123. Please allow 3 to 4 weeks for delivery.
And welcome to the Crew of Caesar 1996. The lead units are rolling by right now. I can tell you, the streets are jammed. Traffic is insane on the interstate. And we'll be bringing you all the color and pageantry. We're looking right now in the foreground here, Farhad Grotto on their motorcycles. They're under the direction of Bert Burton. The Farhad Grotto Clowns support cerebral palsy research and dentistry for the handicapped. To quickly run over some of the things that you're going to be seeing through the air tonight, they're going to be throwing autographed Nerf footballs. Of course, the traditional throws of beads and doubloons, and we'll have a little bit more about that. Special cups with the Power Rangers. All 6 Power Rangers are going to be taking part as Grand Marshals tonight.
Well, there's a hot rumor too that Miss Spelling's riding the float. We talked about that earlier.
Well, we're going to have to keep an eye out for her.
Tori Spelling. Also, another flash that we just got was that one of the football players that Bobby Cornisi had lined up was Chip Lowmiller.
Really?
And after he made 2 or 3 kicks in the formation area, he cut him.
Oh, poor Chip Lowmiller.
Oh, the Chip Miller. What was his name?
Well, these are one of the units that makes everyone proud, especially the kids, the Farhad Grotto Clowns, and their wonderful makeup and multicolored costumes. Throwing not only bubble gum, but Tootsie Rolls, my favorite.
And a unit that really made me proud a little while ago was the WLTS Carnival Car and the WPKL Carnival Car.
Yes, indeed. And where would we be without the fine radio stations who precede the parades and tell everyone where the parade progress is?
But as you pointed out, I mean, the crowds tonight are extremely large, and I-10 was quite jammed. I took the I-10 for a brief period tonight, and I was very surprised at the intensity of the crowd along the I-10. Here come the clowns, right?
Yes, sir. And off in the distance, we have one of our first big units coming. Just to let you know what the weather is like tonight, as we mentioned at the open, it is quite breezy. The weather is supposed to hold off until just a little bit later on. The cooler weather is supposed to come in overnight tonight, so all the parades should be protected from any rain.
At parade time, it was 68 degrees in Metairie.
And just in case there is rain, Ed Munez and I have our trusty handy-dandy little umbrellas here.
Yeah, second line umbrellas. And I don't think this is about all the umbrella you're going to need tonight.
Yeah, and thank goodness, because this is like the shawl my grandmother used to wear. It's more psychological than actually functioning. But anyway, these are just some of the throws you're going to see tonight in addition to the Nerf footballs. We're looking at the Farhead Grotto Bug Patrol rolling by right now. It's under the direction of Mo Bordelon. The Bug Patrol also supports cerebral palsy and dentistry for the handicapped. Off in the distance there, after we get past their music truck there with the funsters unloading quite a few throws. That's the truck I was just talking about right there, the funsters, with those big PA speakers on it, playing a little jazz music. We'll see the trademark of the Farhead Grotto in parades.
Here we go. Oh, the first big pair of beads, folks. Here, Bob. There's your name on that
and
one.
Mr. Ed's already caught a pair of beads already. How do you like that?
First of many.
The dune buggies are privately owned, and all the expenses are paid for by each individual driver. And you want to see a vehicle that's lovingly maintained, because adults and children alike know it's Mardi Gras when they hear and see these dune buggies. They do make just a little bit of noise when they come by, especially when they kick off their sirens. See? As if on cue, they fire up their sirens.
They let you know the parade is here.
We're anticipating 22 bands, 10 marching units, and 33 floats with the theme of TV Focus in the Crew of Caesar 1996. You'll see depictions of the show's Home Improvement, the whole lineup of Nick at Night you see on Cox Cable, and of course the Late Night Wars, David Letterman, Jay Leno, and of course Frank Davis and Naturally Nolans. So stick with us. You're watching on Cox Metro 10, the Crew of Caesar 1996. Bob Pavlovich and Ed Munez bringing you all the color and excitement. And don't forget, if you weren't able to make it out here tonight for the parade, you're going to see the Power Rangers, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. There are 6 special Grand Marshals. They'll be throwing special cups with a combined Power Ranger and Caesar logo. Here comes our first float, as it were, our first big vehicle. That's the past court of Caesar 1995.
Right, we have past Empress Michelle Falgood. Seems like only yesterday when she was riding by as the Empress of Caesar. Past fades of Kelly Walsh, Amy Delahoussaye, Nancy Dupuis, Lori Ann Faust, Nicole Pierpont, Jody St. Remain, Christina Simoncioni, and Melissa Strutzinger.
And of course, what you're hearing in the background of us is the dune buggies as they're going by. I told you, they were loud. This past court from Caesar of 1995. Fond memories from out here on Veterans Boulevard from last year. And they're showing that their arms are still in good shape from the ride from last year. Some of the costumes and headdresses, evidence from last year, the fine detail work that does go into it. Their tiaras. And these ladies aren't bashful about throwing.
No, they're having their last ride, so to speak. And they're making the most of it. And this crowd has got to get you fired up, because everybody's having a good time out here on Veterans.
And there's the Art Ryder Jazz Band, under the direction of Art Ryder.
He's been with this crew for the past 17 years, almost since when they started.
Making wonderful music all that time for the Crew of Caesar. Let's listen. Way up the street there, we've got our Grand Marshal float coming. But before we spend too much time on that, Ed, you brought a poster with us, and I believe our director, John Bertucci, was able to grab a picture of that. What was that poster of, Ed?
That's the poster that we use at the January 27th Crew of Caesar costume showing at the downtown Hilton, and it was done by Susan Deneau, who was one of the Clumbo's daughter. And she did a great job. I think the Power Rangers coming into view. Maybe we have to show this later, huh?
Yeah, that's all right. It's got the Power Rangers on it. Here they come right now. A big favorite with all the boys and girls. I know it's a favorite with my two sons, Bobby and Brett, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
And my little grandson, David, is having a time of his life because tonight he met the Power Rangers. And he thinks his grandpa's a big guy because he could bring him down there to beat the Power Rangers. If I'd have brought President Clinton and Bob Dole, that wouldn't have had the impact on him that the Power Rangers had tonight.
These heroes from the popular children's TV program are the 1996 Grand Marshals of the Crew of Caesar Parade. Each one of them throwing a special colored doubloon.
And a special cup is also being thrown by the Power Rangers. And they're courtesy of Saban Entertainment of Hollywood, California. Here they come. Too bad we couldn't get a shot of all the kids right now. They're just totally enamored by it.
Well, there's, let's see, I can't even remember the names of all of them. Trini there.
I should know because he tells me every day. But
and Tommy.
Tommy, that's the big one.
Yeah, the White Ranger, that's the important one. Here we go. I think we're going to get a maneuver here. Popular not only on television, but in motion picture now as well. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers!
You can tell they're popular with all the kids. The people here in the reviewing stands are going to get a treat. They're going to get to have the float stop, so they can get a really good close-up. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, they can do some tricks first.
I hope so. They're posing for pictures.
Boy, he means business, huh? Woo!
I believe this one's sack. My kids are going to kill me for not knowing this.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
I'm just glad they're on the side of good.
Listen, they have some of the same moves that those 6 guys that I deal with never got to win. Power Ranger Aaron up there.
Ed, somehow I don't think they'd fill out the costumes as well, though.
That's the female Power Ranger.
The Red Ranger. And the popular White Ranger. Display by the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
I've never seen a stand so crowded and so intent on watching what's going on. It's completely got it captivated down here.
I don't know if we can get a shot of the stands on the reviewing side of the street, but their attention is rapt No one was looking at anything else during the display by the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah, that was cool.
Once again, all part of the theme of the Crew of Caesar's 1996 parade, TV Focus. Special thanks from the members of the Crew of Caesar, as well as from Jefferson Parish. They're being presented with a plaque and a certificate from the parish. They're throwing a special cup tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Grand Marshal's float.
Each Ranger is also throwing
The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Hail to the Rangers.
Thank you.
There they go, the Power Rangers. Everybody's favorite right now.
You're watching the Crew of Caesar in 1996 here on Cox Metro 10. Bob Pavlovich along with Ed Bunez. Right now we're looking at the De La Salle High School Marching Band under the direction of John DeFatta. Principal of De La Salle High School is Brother Jeffrey Callaghan. Up ahead of the Cavalettes, followed by the Marching Cavaliers as they move into range here. By the way, if you're interested in obtaining a copy of tonight's parade, if you haven't had the chance to roll the VCR on this, just a couple of minutes, we'll tell you how to get your own copy of the Crew of Caesar, as well as Endymion and Corps de Napoleon. The De La Salle Marching Band has had the honor of performing for the President of the United States and at Laura Martella Pictures. The band is most proud to have been the captain's band for Caesar from its beginning. Let's listen and find out why as we hear the Marching Cavalettes and Cavaliers perform from De La Salle High School.
Marching group. Look at the size of it.
The De La Salle High School Marching Band with the Cavalettes under the direction of John DeFatta performing here.
That band must take up about a block, yes.
With the Cavalettes and the band and the flag unit, yes indeed.
Now, you know, when a white Power Ranger got older and mature and handsome, this is what he looked like. The captain representing the white Power Ranger. His tunic of white velvet is trimmed with a 24-karat gold quilted breastplate and Austrian rhinestones. His belt features the white Power Ranger's power coin. All the Power Rangers adorned as elaborate shoulder pieces in positions to attack the evil villains of the universe.
Neon lighting is also featured on the shoulder piece, including running red lights on alpha and strobe lights. The float is outlined in purple, green, and gold neon lights running along the side, while Caesar's lions bear medallions with the Roman C embellished in neon. That is an absolutely gorgeous float and costume.
The
Look at
elaborate
that.
costuming is by Shirley and Anthony Colombo and Sherry Gio. Neon lighting by Rex McKenzie of Light Benders. And the Crew of Caesar would like to thank everyone for making the costumes so outstanding.
Rex McKenzie does outstanding work. I've seen his work not only here but elsewhere. Let's listen as we hear the toast.
Council, we welcome you to Jefferson Parish. Your headpiece is magnificent. I know your parade is going to be magnificent. Welcome and hail to the captain.
That's Councilman Nick Gambaluca.
Hail Caesar.
I'm going to have to kind of talk under here, Councilman. Maybe I can pull my little finger off here. All right.
There you go. That did it.
That did it. First of all, thank you very much. First, I want to toast my wife, Sylvia, my entire family, Robin, my grandson, Trey, my son, Robert, my daughter-in-law, my entire family, Kerry, all my friends, the special people from Jefferson Parish who make this all possible for us. One thing that I wondered, this weather's been magnificent tonight. Thank you so much. I do want to thank the Colombo family. I can't see them back there, but I know they're here. The King's wife, the Queen's mother, the Queen's grandmother, and all the Queen's family, they special to me too. And I just want to say that we are delighted to be here this evening, and a special thank you to our friends, the Power Rangers. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a great Mardi Gras, and may all the crews have weather like we're having tonight. Thank you again.
Hail Caesar!
Hail Caesar!
I see my 87-year-old mother-in-law back there. To you, Grandma. And up in that tower there's a birthday boy, Mr. Munez. Happy birthday, Ed. To you, my friend. Thank you very much. This is from my wife.
Oh, we've got presentation of gifts here.
Thank you very much. And my daughter, I have one for Robin and one for Jan, my daughter-in-law.
During all the
Thank you all so much. Have a great Mardi Gras.
We've been able to see the absolutely beautiful handwork on the captain's costume and shoulder and headpiece. All of the Power Rangers are looking over his shoulder. And then, of course, Rex McKenzie's handiwork up near the top with the neon.
You know, it seems like only yesterday when Bobby used to come pick me up when I was a little boy and take me to the parades. And he used to take me, especially his favorite then was Pegasus. And every year on a Tuesday before Mardi Gras, Bobby would ask my mother and dad if he could take me to see Pegasus. And he's a great guy and he loves Mardi Gras. Got to think about his birthday wish.
Coming up right now.
There goes the captain. Krewe Caesar, 1996.
What a beautiful, beautiful float and costume and the whole works. And as I look down Veterans Boulevard, as Bobby works his way down, it looks like this has to be a record crowd, Jefferson Parish. Every place you look, you see people.
The Archbishop Rummel High School Band under the direction of Tony Frigo. The principal at Rummel is David Harden. The Raider Band with the chapelettes out front.
Archbishop Chappelle.
The Raider Band is a co-educational band program in cooperation with Archbishop Chappelle. The group consists of the band, chapelettes, dance team, and the Raider Color Guard.
Featured performances in the past have included pregame and halftime performances for the New Orleans Saints, Los Angeles Rams, competition in the Louisiana Superdome's battle for New Orleans Bands Contest with the title of Open Class Grand Champion in 1993. 7 appearances in a Main Street Parade in Walt Disney World, performance for President Ronald Reagan, and an appearance in the motion picture Black Sunday.
Let's give the Raider Band a listen. A Sea of Columbia Blue as the Rummel Raider Marching Band, aided and abetted by members of the Chapelettes, the Raider Color Guard, and of course the Rummel Fight Song.
The Raiders Band, incidentally, is a co-educational band program.
I thought they were playing Go Power Rangers.
Cooperation with Archbishop Chappelle High School. And the group consists of the band.
You got to understand, I'm an alum of Crumble High School. When I hear that particular drum roll at the top, I'm ready for the fight song.
Look at this now. Float number 2, the officers. See the 2 Roman soldiers adorning the front of the officers' float. President Edwin Rue, who was godfather of this year's empress. Grandfather, not godfather.
Grandfather.
You know, when you get to be my age, you can't remember all these things. Godfather, grandfather. But
So you see, I guess that bears the truth here, and what we're looking at with Edwin Rue here, the grandfather's this year's empress. To get a good empress, you have to start with a Rue.
that's right. They got to be a thoroughbred, and of course, coming from this grandfather, absolutely, she's a thoroughbred.
Of course, they have the Roman headpieces on with the blue plumes. They're slowing things down just a little bit here because on this side of the street where we are, that's where all of the members and family members are. As Ed was mentioning earlier, Veterans Boulevard is jammed. And I think it has a lot to do not only with the weather, Ed, but with the quality of the parade that the crew of Caesar puts on year in and year out.
Oh, they have a reputation, and it gets bigger every year. I'd hate to be parading on this night. You know, anywhere in the metropolitan area. I mean, the people are going to come out here.
And they're seeing a fine show so far. If you're just tuning in, it's the crew of Caesar 1996 here on Cox Metro 10. Bob Pavlovich and Ed Munez bringing you all the beautiful festivities that are occurring here on Veterans Boulevard near Causeway.
Look at these guys. They're pointing at us. They're pointing at us. There they go. Watch out. They're going to break the equipment.
Well, that's right. We have that plexiglass up there.
That's why we got the plexiglass. But the plexiglass only goes halfway. I see the great work in the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Department is very much in evidence tonight.
Takes a special breed of
Here we go,
police
guys. Watch out.
officer
Watch out. Here we go.
to be able to
Getting all the pearls.
to handle the Mardi Gras crowds.
Oh, there goes one camera. There goes 2 cameras. Great parade, guys. And these are the guys that work all year long. I mean, they live for Mardi Gras. This is their night. And you can see the results of all the work they've done. It's very much in evidence tonight.
Coming up next, the Alfred T. Bonneville High School Band under the direction of Charles Fernandez. Coming up quickly on the heels of our float, so let's give Bonneville High Band a listen. As I mentioned, they're under the direction of Charles Hernandez. Wonderful trumpet solo there. Principal at Alfred T. Bonneville is Raymond Ferrand.
And you know, while the school is right outside of Kenner, Kenner adopts that school as its own. And they got a wonderful athletic program, and just the whole school's top-notch from top to bottom. Ah, here it comes now. The man who was picked by blind draw to Caesar Coronation Ball.
Number Caesar 17, John Economy.
Yes. And you know, at the crew of Caesar, all the members' names are put into a hat. They have a party in November or October, and they pick one out. And this is what happens when your name comes out. The Emperor's wearing a Roman tunic-style costume of imported white potosoie, heavily trimmed in Australian rhinestones and elaborate silver and gold-beaded appliques. The show piece depicts the famous television awards show, the Emmys.
The coveted Emmy is the focal point of that elaborate collar, which is surrounded by white fantasia plumes and gold silver tail feathers.
The shoulder piece and helmet feature white and yellow neon lights. The Emperor was selected by blind draw at the Coronation Ball at the New Orleans Hilton.
He's made quite a trip here then.
He's come all the way from Houston, Texas.
The senior lieutenants are Michael Beecher and Robert Stanley. More beautiful handiwork. Look at that costume. And I do believe we're going to have some presentations and maybe even some words, of course, from Emperor 17, John Economy.
You know, the name you can hear over and over and over tonight is going to be Shirley and Anthony Colombo, because they're responsible to design and execute these beautiful costumes. And I don't know what inspires them every year, but it just seems that it gets better and better. Here's the Emperor.
All right. On behalf of Jefferson Parish Council, the parish president, we welcome you to Metairie, Louisiana. And I have a resolution that I would like to read. A resolution declaring Saturday, February 10th, 1996 as Crew of Caesar Day in Jefferson Parish, and commending Carrie Catherine Tedesco as Empress and John Economy as Emperor, and recognizing the crew's contribution to the parish. Hail to Caesar. Hail to Caesar.
Hail Caesar.
Also, hail Caesar. Also, I have a plaque. Would you get this?
Let it be known on this day of Mardi Gras, Emperor Caesar 17 bestows his love and a toast to his wife, Sandy Economy, and to his mother, Virginia, and to my son, Jordan, who is riding on float 17, my daughter, maid, Jennifer Economy, and to the Empress and her maids and princesses, and to the captain's wife, Sylvia Carnesi, to Bob Carnesi, the captain, his lieutenants and officers of this fabulous crew of Caesar, and all of his members, especially Float 17, and to the costume makers of Columbus, and to the officials of Jefferson Parish, its residents, and its friends, hail Caesar! Hail Caesar!
Ladies and gentlemen, Colorado, Caesar, 17.
That's John Economy. Emperor Caesar 17. Letting all of his subjects know how he feels on a beautiful Saturday night here for the crew of Caesar, 1996. He credited the Columbus for their beautiful costume. And what a fine piece of work that headpiece and shoulder piece is. And if you're just tuning in, you're watching the crew of Caesar, 1996. And if you just tuned in, you missed the Power Rangers, but there's a lot more exciting things to see, including, we're told, an appearance by television stars Tori Spelling, as well as some autographed Nerf footballs by NFL stars on their own float. So stay with us for that. Coming up right now is the Dominican Debs, and to tell us a little bit about the Dominican Debs is my co-host, Ed Munez.
The director, of course, is Carmen Gaudet, and Debbie Broussard. The principal of the Dominican is Cindy Thomas. The Debs have received superior ratings in the LMEA competition in the last 5 years, and have most recently performed in the Super Bowl in Tempe, Arizona, which will be in New Orleans next year. And this year's Empress is a graduate of Dominican High School. And before the Debs get here, we'd like to thank, too, Chief Craig DeFaro and all the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office for doing a wonderful job of handling the traffic and handling the crowds tonight. I mean,
you mentioned that a few minutes ago, Ed. It's such it takes a special, I believe, police officer and sheriff's deputy to be able to handle the types of crowds that are out here. I know you're looking down Veterans, and you said you saw just thousands and thousands of people stretching all the way down to Bonneville and beyond. And of course, the traditional parade route comes from out of the Clearview Shopping Center down Veterans, makes that little jog down Severn, back to Veterans, and then
does the same at Bonneville. Yeah,
it does the same at Bonneville, and then disbands at Martin Berman. But Chief DeFaro and all the other Jefferson Parish Sheriff's deputies ought to be very proud of the work that they do, and I know you as a councilman are very proud of the work.
Oh man, I tell you, we have the greatest police department in the world, all over. New Orleans the same way. I mean, you talk to other police chiefs, they're just amazed at how they handle Super Bowl crowds or Mardi Gras crowds, but this is where they learn how to do it every year at Mardi Gras. It's the greatest on-the-job training in the world for any major event.
This is where they send them. Let's go ahead and watch the Debs and give their music a listen. That's the Dominican Debs under the direction of Carmen Godet and Debbie Broussard. We've got our next float coming up on the horizon. Float number 4, Empress Caesar 17, Carrie Catherine Tedesco.
You know, she's the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Kenneth Francis Tedesco. She's wearing a gown of imported white Côte d'Ivoire, heavily trimmed in Austrian rhinestones and elaborate beaded appliques. My elaborate shoulder piece depicts the popular beauty pageant Miss America. Very appropriate this year, by the way, for the Louisiana girl reigning. A large crown heavily encrusted with rhinestones with the focus to the collar, white and yellow highlights her collar, which is surrounded by white Fantasia plumes and gold silvertail feathers.
Miss Tedesco is a freshman at Spring Hill College in Mobile, Alabama. Also on the princesses on the Empress's float are Jamie Monahan, Ashley Clemens, Sarah Hattier, Shira Richard, Corey Wild, Heather Hanrahan, Catherine Bowman, Lauren Cooper, Kristen Casey, Alexandra Mayer, and Jessica Scales. They're getting that float in position right now. What absolutely beautiful handiwork on that headpiece and shoulder piece that she's wearing. Carrie Catherine Tedesco, Empress Caesar 17.
And we know her grandfather, who's the president of the crew, is very, very proud.
Let's go ahead back to the stand and listen to Nick Gambaluka.
Hammerhead, Catherine Bowman, Lauren Cooper, Kristen Casey, Alexander Mayer, and Jessica Scales.
That's Doug Christian.
And here to present the awards to the Empress, Councilman Nick Gambaluka, representing Jefferson Parish.
Empress, welcome to Jefferson Parish. And on behalf of the council and the parish residents, we welcome you. You truly are beautiful. Your headpiece is magnificent. I have a resolution, and I'll read it for you. A resolution declaring Saturday, February 10th, 1996 as Crew of Caesar Day in Jefferson Parish, and commending Carrie Catherine Tedesco as Empress and John Economy as Emperor, and recognizing the crew's contribution to the parish. Hail to the Empress. Also, I have a plaque.
Getting ready for the presentation here. Ms. Tedesco is getting all of her presentations from the Jefferson Parish Council. They're, of course, they want to have something formal to remember the occasion, so she's there with her plaque getting pictures taken.
I see in the stands tonight, as well as Councilman Gambaluka, who represents this district, District 6, where we are presently located. I see the new councilman, Councilman Lavrine, who just came from Kenner.
Oh, the rookie.
The rookie. He's one of the oldest rookies in the world. And he brought his friend Jeannie Black, who's another councilman from Kenner. I see her on the stand tonight. I also see many of the other carnival captains here tonight paying homage to Caesar.
And that's something that I think has been, I've always remarked to Mr. Henry Trapani about it, just the spirit of cooperation that has gone on among all of the carnival captains here in Jefferson Parish. Witness the sheer fact that they've gotten together and had all of the parades on one route here.
Right, that's correct.
Yes.
There we go. That microphone's working now. Let's listen.
Tonight, I'd like to make a toast to my grandparents, my parents, the Columbos and the Carneses in Jefferson Parish, for everything that they've done this whole year for me as my reign as Empress, to my maids and princesses and the whole crew and officers. Hail Caesar.
Hail the Empress. Empress Caesar 17, Carrie Catherine Tedesco.
Doug is a former radio guy. He does have that.
You know how those
protection.
radio guys are. They hadn't been on the air for a while, so it's in rare form and everything.
Yeah. Again, congratulations to Empress Caesar 17, Carrie Catherine Tedesco. We're going to take a short break here, watching the crew of Caesar 1996. When we come back, we'll have more of the pageantry. You're listening and watching the crew of Caesar 1996 here on Cox Metro 10.
This is a Mardi Gras Minute, brought to you by Cox Communications of Louisiana.
In all of the chaos known as Mardi Gras, it's easy to miss a lot of the activity. The Mardi Gras Museum in Kenner lets you see what you've missed because it preserves the carnival season year-round. The museum has displayed everything from antique ball invitations, present-day throws, festive costumes, Mardi Gras Indian memorabilia, and even a beaded car. At the museum, you might see floats you missed on Mardi Gras gone by. Or go backstage at Mardi Gras and see artists making costumes, masks, and specialty items. The museum offers special programs for kids of all ages. The Kenner Mardi Gras Museum is the only one dedicated strictly to Mardi Gras paraphernalia. So if you want to give visiting friends and family a taste of Mardi Gras in the off-season, you can check it out at 421 Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
And welcome back to the crew of Caesar 1996. Bob Pavlovich here, along with Ed Munez, bringing you all the festivities. If you're just tuning in, you have missed the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but there's a lot more exciting things for you to see.
And here comes the Destrehan High School Band, one of the large bands of this parade.
The Destrehan Band is under the direction of Michael Hotstream, principal, with the principal is Chipper Simon. The Wildcats are led under the direction of drum major Jennifer Moore.
They have 150 members, including the color guard, cheerleaders, and Dusty Darling's dance team.
Let's give the Destrehan Wildcats a listen. Take a break from listening to the music. Joining us is Chief Craig Tafaro. Chief, it's got to be something special for your officers to be able to handle the Mardi Gras crowds the way they do. Is any special training involved?
We train in our academy, crowd control, things like that. And, we plan pretty much for everything. This year we have an addition. Well, last year we started it, and we hired a helicopter on, and we're flying the routes and overseeing the fringe area routes to make sure things are safe. Our objective is to have a good time and make things safe and keep everything in order.
A fine job. Ed and I were talking about that just a few minutes ago, just how calm everything seems, and the deputies seem like they have fuses miles long when dealing with the typical Mardi Gras crowds.
Yeah, well, you kind of slack up on your discipline sometimes with the Mardi Gras crowd. It's the nature of Mardi Gras. As long as people stay in order and not violating the laws, we work well with it.
Craig, this has got to be one of the real big crowds tonight.
It's a massive crowd. I was along the route, and it looks like one of the biggest ones so far this year.
Any crowd estimates at all, or do you all hazard those?
I'm sorry?
As far as numbers of people, do y'all have a guess tonight?
We don't have an estimate yet. At the end of the route, when our guy comes in, we'll get some numbers and give you an idea how many people along the route.
How's Colonel Graff doing tonight? Is he behaving himself down there?
Colonel Graff's down on the street watching things, checking them out. We put some additional lighting at the end, too, that I'd like to mention, and we're starting to see getting better and better, fine-tuned each year.
And Major Juster, he's out here tonight?
Pardon?
Major Juster's out here tonight, I believe? And Lieutenant Villanero and all of
Major Juster. Major Juster, Captain Crone, and we have, let's see, I think it's Captain Lachute on a route today.
Well, thanks for coming up and chatting with us.
Thank you, Craig. You're doing a great job. Happy Mardi Gras, man.
Right now, we're looking at our next unit that's rolling up here after listening to Destrehan. This is Maid Shelley Estevez representing Monday Night Football. Her shoulder piece features many of the teams in the NFL with its central focus on the New Orleans Saints helmet and the helmet of our favorite rival, or our not-so-favorite rival, the Atlanta Falcons.
A gown of red Eros velvet is trimmed with gold appliques and red boar feathers. The shoulder piece is accented with flashing red neon. Miss Estevez is a junior at Archbishop Chappelle High School.
And closely on her heels is maid Amelia Chen, with the Adventure Channel is depicted by Miss Chen.
Her shoulder piece features many of the animals of the jungle, including a large neon-lighted parrot towering over the top. Her gown of gold Eros velvet is decorated with beaded appliques and trimmed with black feathers. She is a junior at Dominican High School. Amelia Chen. And I want you to note, as the floats come down, the neon lighting and all that the maids have on their costumes. And especially when you look down about a block where you don't have the big lights that we have to wash out the neon, you can see how effective it is on the darkened areas of Veterans Boulevard.
A beautiful night for a Mardi Gras parade. If you can't be out here with us, stay with us here on Cox Metro 10, because we'll be bringing you not only the crew of Caesar, but the Corps de Napoleon, and of course, Ed Munez's own, the huge crew of Endymion. Can you tip us off? What can we expect from Endymion this year?
A beautiful parade next Saturday night with a big Caesar-type menu and something that I'm sure everybody will be glad to come out and see. Donna Summer's going to be in town entertaining, too, at the extravaganza.
Excellent. The Bonneville Air Force ROTC under the direction of Major Raleigh Cooper. The principal there is Raymond Ferrand.
You know, we passed a law at the last council meeting that it could only rain within six hours after parade or 6 hours before. So that shows you how aggressive our new parish president, Tim Poulon, is, and our new chairman, Aaron Broussard.
Let's go ahead and give a listen as these guys and gals go through their drills. The Bonneville Air Force ROTC. This award-winning unit is celebrating 22 years of excellence of local and regional competition. Both the armed and unarmed teams have been recognized as among the very finest in Southeast Louisiana.
Air Force ROTC.
Nice round of applause for the men and women of the Bonneville Air Force ROTC.
And now we're going to see float number 7. was made Darlene Monahan.
This Monahan depicts lifestyles of the rich and famous.
The show-to-piece features many of the luxuries associated with the rich and famous, such as a private jet, a cruise around the world, and jewels.
Her gown is made of lavender Eros velvet encrusted with colorful stones and trimmed with white fur.
White neon diamonds highlight her elaborate show-to-piece. Miss Monahan is a senior at Archbishop Chappell High School. And look at those diamonds glittering. Diamond neon.
Even in the soft lights down there of the TV lights, those diamonds are just absolutely beautiful in the neon. And this wind tonight's got to be wreaking havoc on their ability to stand straight. That's coming up now. We're looking at maid Amy Trosclair.
Miss Trosclair depicts the movie channel in one of the most popular movies ever made, Grease. The show-to-piece features a large 57 Chevy at its central figure with headlights lighting its path. And of course, the headlight is part of the spectacular neon lighting that we have here tonight.
Her gown of fuchsia Eros velvet is reminiscent of the 50s fashion, the poodle skirt, and it features many beaded appliques.
The show-to-piece is highlighted by neon accents, and Miss Trosclair is a junior at Mount Carmel Academy.
Oh, Rex has really outdone himself on this neon. The grease in the script over her left shoulder and the jute box over her right shoulder.
You know, it'd be very appropriate right now. We have a great singer right across from us on one of the reviewing stands, Ronnie Lamarck. Maybe he'll sing a song from Grease as she goes by. I don't think it would take too much urging to get Ronnie to sing.
Following closely on the heels of Miss Trosclair is the Ursuline Lionettes.
The principal is Sister Ann Barrett. The Lionettes are a very active dance team. They perform for the Saints and at Celebration in the Oaks. They consistently win superior ratings at dance team competitions in Louisiana and out of state.
Again, Mr. Henry Trapani and all the Mardi Gras Carnival special event coordinators and participants have done an outstanding job decking out this stretch of Veterans Boulevard with the purple, green, and gold tents and booths, as it were. And just the whole route along Veterans Boulevard with the improvements that the parish has instituted with curbing and sidewalks makes the whole atmosphere out here not only more congenial but a lot safer for people out here. You don't have to hazard too much standing on mud anymore. Generally there's stretches now that are quite safe and spacious and green and quite conducive to family gatherings and picnics and just enjoying all the festivities.
Float number 9 is made Jennifer Economy now. Of course, she's the daughter of the Emperor, and Miss Economy represents the science fiction channel.
Her shoulder piece features 3 spaceships ready for takeoff, surrounded by red lightning bolts. Her gown of black Eros velvet is trimmed with red and gold beaded appliques. The spaceships on her collar are accented with white neon. Miss Economy is a freshman at Kingwood Community College in Houston, Texas. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll bring you more of the Crew of Caesar 1996. So stay with us right here on Cox Metro 10.
Since 1993, my mom has called Harahan Guest House home. As a member of their staff, I can honestly say their care and commitment to their family of residents is second to none.
My mother has been a resident of Harahan Guest House for almost 3 years. The caring staff of nurses has become part of her family. Harahan Guest House is more than just an excellent nursing facility. It's my mother's home.
Hi, I'm Brigitte Pellette, and today I'm right here in City Park, where Endymion will soon be lining up its floats, and this will be a great event, and you can catch it live right here on Cox Metro 10. In fact, this is going to be such a perfect event. I mean, I can't even imagine one thing that could possibly go wrong.
Brigitte, I'm all excited. It's like the Bernie and Brigitte show again. Endymion, beads, floats, parades, everything awesome. We're like Jekyll and Jekyll, like Batman and Robin. We're awesome together.
Catch Endymion live only on Cox Metro 10, brought to you by Cox Communications and the Plaza.
Like Kathy Lee and that guy, what's his name?
And welcome back to the Crew of Caesar 1996. Bob Pavlovich along with Ed Munez. If you're just tuning in, we've got a great large portion of this parade left to show you. This being the Crew of Caesar. 22 bands, 10 marching units, 33 floats, and not only that, we're waiting for the arrival and move of Tori Spelling, who's taking part in the parade along with a group of NFL quarterbacks and other players. Looking at maid Christina Carbone under Circus of the Stars.
A huge elephant carrying a daring woman in his trunk highlight the colorful shoulder piece. A dress of green Eris velvet is decorated with a beaded applique of clowns and balloons.
Twinkle lights accent her collar. Miss Carbone is a junior at Murphy High School in Flower Mound, Texas. Providing her music closely on her heels, we have the Hammond High School Marching Tours. We hear the music starting to drift in from...
They're under the direction of Joanne Weatherly, and the principal is Al Link.
They made the trip down I-55 to join us here tonight, and they're going to honor us with a song. So let's go ahead and listen to the Marching Tours of Hammond High School.
Marching Tour.
Conductor. To the fine music of the Hammond High Marching Tours. Let me remind you that there are other parades that Cox Cable will be bringing you on here on Cox Metro 10. Of course, the Crew of Endymion and the Court of Napoleon. You can see the replay of Crew of Caesar on Sunday, February 11th, Monday, February 14th at 10:30, and Tuesday, February 20th at 7 on Fat Tuesday. You'll also be able to see the Crew of Endymion on Fat Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. and the Court of Napoleon at 6 p.m. on Fat Tuesday. If you'd like to get a copy of tonight's parade or any of the other two, you stay tuned and you'll see coming up in just a moment how you can get your very own copy of the Crew of Caesar, Court of Napoleon, and the Crew of Endymion. All thanks to Cox Cable and the magic of our camera people and sound and technicians, all bringing you the beauty and pageantry that makes up Mardi Gras in the metropolitan New Orleans area. It's great to have backup music like that when you're doing basically a commercial, a live marching band. You can't beat it.
Can't beat it in a good live marching band, too. I've had all good bands in this parade tonight.
And that's one of the trademarks among being a family parade. The Crew of Caesar always manages to get their hands on the best marching bands.
And here comes Miss Ryan Ann Murphy. I'm rushing things. Miss Ryan Ann
Don't get her married off too quick now.
That's right. And she represents Nickelodeon.
The green slime machine and Ren and Stimpy adorn her collar piece, which is accented with green neon.
The dress is made of blue Eris velvet and trimmed with green and orange and blue velvet and sequins. Miss Murphy is a junior at St. Martin's.
And of course, if you haven't been exposed to Nickelodeon, or especially Nick at Night, well, you probably don't have children. But go ahead and take a look at Nick at Night, especially Nickelodeon during the day, and you'll understand what the green slime is all about, and Ren and Stimpy as well. As she comes into view from the softer light into the brighter light, you will see that neon that I've been talking about. There's Stimpy over the left shoulder, Ren and Stimpy over on her left side.
Represents Saturday morning cartoon.
You're really into these programs.
Oh, when you got a 6-year-old and 3-year-old, you know all the cartoon characters. Following right behind her is Miss Rhiannon Rosicki. She's representing Saturday morning cartoons.
My elaborate shoulder piece features those lovable bears, the Care Bears.
White neon accents her shoulder piece. Her gown is of light blue Eros velvet, trimmed with beaded appliques and rainbow and stars from the world of Care-a-Lot, where the Care Bears live.
Miss Rosicki is a junior at Archbishop Chappelle High School. You know, I want you to know, when they get to be about 24, they get involved with a lot of characters, too. Now, I'm looking at my daughter, and you understand at this point to verify it.
The Riverside Academy team from, my goodness, where are they from? Reserve, Louisiana.
They consist of 4 units. The Riverside Academy Band, the Rebel Color Guard, the Southern Sweethearts, and the Rebel Cheerleaders.
And here comes our first float, Caesar's TV Focus.
The crew of Caesar this year chose Caesar's TV Focus as its theme. The theme float depicts Caesar relaxing in his easy chair, channel surfing as various characters from TV fame adorn the upper deck.
The riders are costumed as baseball players. Float lieutenants are Earl McNeil and Frank Sealing.
And they're dressed, looks like ball players, huh?
Yeah. Well, that's from the early days of television. Baseball is what made it popular.
You got that right.
Sitting down on a Saturday afternoon and catching the latest game.
And the C stands for the Caesar Cubs.
The neon on the front of the floats, wearing their baseball caps and masks, as is the tradition. And I'm going to do the talking because Ed Munez is over getting ready to catch.
I'm going to defend us from these guys. Here you go.
These guys are being generous.
There it goes. Hey.
There goes one.
There you go. Oh. Here we go. I know this guy. Oh. There you go, folks. Watch out for the cameraman.
Mighty generous throwing out there tonight. Right behind them is followed the Ponchatoula High School Green Wave Band under the direction of Ted Forrest, Principal Lawrence Forrest, drum majors Tom Owens with flag captain Melissa Udy. The band and flag team will be traveling to Gatlinburg to compete in the Smoky Mountain Festival in April.
And coming up next will be the Fox NFL float.
So you stay tuned. We'll be back with more of the crew of Caesar in just a minute here on Cox Metro 10.
This is a Mardi Gras Minute, brought to you by Cox Communications of Louisiana. Located in the heart of the French Quarter, Bergen Galleries offers an impressive selection of fine art, posters, and limited edition graphics. This includes an extensive collection of Mardi Gras prints, from the first commercially produced carnival poster created in 1977 to this year's official Rex Proclamation and Bacchus print signed by this year's celebrity Bacchus, Dick Clark. Since there is no official Mardi Gras poster, owner Margarita Bergen is able to display and market the works of numerous local artists, such as Anzie Adams, Michael Hunt, Matt Reinhard, Larry Harris, George DeRoe, and Andrea Mistretta. The Bergen collection includes mass-produced posters as well as limited edition serigraphs signed by the talented artists who created them. Bergen Galleries also invite you to explore its colorful Zulu room, featuring highly collectible prints depicting the spirit of one of Mardi Gras' most unique and treasured crews. Visit Bergen Galleries, 730 Royal Street. Bergen Galleries, your poster art and graphics headquarters.
And here comes our next float, Nick at Night. That's the magical woman in the front of on the bottle is I Dream of Jeannie. It's the focal point of this float as Lucille Ball from I Love Lucy overlooks the crowd. As they move closer in the range, we'll be able to take a look at that.
And the rider's mask is Major Nelson, Jeannie's master.
Float lieutenant is Bobby Template. Oh, they shouldn't tease our camera people like that by throwing beads at them. And as they move into range of our other cameras, there's the I Love Lucy heart on the back of it. There's Lucy peering over Jeannie's shoulder right there. Got a quick glimpse of her.
Boy, these floats are loaded down too. Look at the stuff they have on those floats.
And they're definitely loosening up with their arms tonight. I'm sure they've had a lot of practice so far. Very generous with the cups and throws tonight. And we're going to take a short break here from the Crew of Caesar and be right back with more. You're watching the Crew of Caesar 96 on Cox Metro 10.
For tuxedo rentals and sales, do what New Orleanians have done for over 30 years. Go to Smart Set Formalwear. Smart Set Formalwear is locally owned and operated and carries many different styles of men's tuxedos and formalwear, with sizes in most styles ranging from size 4 to size 60. Smart Set Formalwear is sure to suit your needs. Arrange a complete black tuxedo for only $34.95 or basic blacktails for only $44.95. So visit Smart Set Formalwear at our 2 locations, 536 Oak Lawn in Metairie and 3901 Williams in Kenner.
Isn't it sad when your favorite parade is over?
Well, don't worry. Cox Cable can help. Cox Cable is proud to offer the beauty and pageantry of Mardi Gras on VHS tape. This year, Cox Cable is offering Napoleon, Caesar, and Endymion. Simply send check or money order for $19.95 plus $4 shipping and handling to Cox Cable Productions, 338 Edwards Avenue, Harahan, Louisiana, 70123. Please allow 3 to 4 weeks for delivery.
And welcome back to the Crew of Caesar 1996, and into view already is the NFL Fox float.
The float features national football celebrities and Fox Broadcasting Company stars who have joined together to announce the 1997 Super Bowl to be played in the Superdome in old New Orleans.
The float riders are, well, we'll just have to look and see, because some of the names that we were anticipating, they told us that they've shuffled the deck.
And they've cut a few, as we mentioned, and signed a few rookies. And but they are great players that are on board this float, because you can see that by the way they're throwing the stuff. They know what they're doing.
Looks like the way they're throwing, some of these guys are quarterbacks, too.
Yeah, and a few of them were intercepted along the way. The dude from
there you go. The gentleman that's on the TV series Wings right here we're looking at right now.
This guy used to be on Wings, huh?
That's right.
He used to be on
his own
Wings.
show right now.
He moved over to Fox. What's his name? Is that Thomas Hayden Church? Oh, well.
I believe so, from Ned and Stacy. And we've been told that Pat Swilling and Tyrone Hughes are on top. Oh, these guys are having a great time. They're really enjoying themselves.
I wonder how they're going to go back and describe this to the people in the other NFL cities.
Maybe that'll be motivation for them to make it to the Super Bowl.
Well,
for that
somebody
party.
told me the Saints are going to the Super Bowl next year.
Well, with the Saints, there's always hope.
They bought their tickets last week.
Right now, Councilman Nick Gambaluka looks like he's reading something from the parish. He just finished. They're passing it over now. They're going to hand it on up to him. Of course, the NFL has been on Fox for the last couple of years, reshuffling the network deck, as it were, as far as broadcasting professional football league games, National Football League games on television.
Hope to see you all back at Super Bowl 31.
Probably did more to establish Fox than any other thing that Fox has done.
Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ed, you got any of your throws? You've been putting them in the bag?
Yeah, we got some here. We're going to throw them in them. We're going to play pitch and catch with these guys.
Let me advise our cameraman here that he's going to get one in the back of the head. If
You better be careful.
Because these guys are going to throw.
Hey, Tyrone, throw it in, baby. There you go. Thank you, my man. Happy Mardi Gras.
There you go, Ed. You made it on TV. How do you like that?
How you like? Do you think Tom Benson stocked that float with throws? It didn't look like they were throwing as much as the regular season guys.
I don't know. With your hands, they ought to consider you for a wide receiver.
That's right, man. There you go. I could take, you know, they got only 3 of them. I think one's a free agent. He might leave. We can talk.
Right now, behind our cameraman is coming up the Walker High School Band from over on the West Bank, Perry Walker.
And that's under the direction of Paige Riley, and the principal's Mike King.
Excuse me, I call them Perry Walker. Well, they're the Walker High Band from Walker, Louisiana. Let's go ahead and give them a listen.
I understand it was named after Bob Walker. Where's the drinks? Proud Mary.
Our next float, number 15, Looney Tunes. And I do believe, as I was picking up my Smart Set tuxedo today, that someone we should know is on this float.
I know the Tasmanian Devil's up there.
Oh, yeah, leading it off. The mischievous Tasmanian Devil adorns the front of the float as all the characters from Looney Tunes surround it.
The rider's a costume. There's a Tasmanian Devil. The float lieutenant is John Bro. I wonder if he's related to Senator Bro.
There's Porky Pig right behind the Tasmanian.
Now, we're going to have those NFL guys come watch how to throw. I mean, these guys know what they're doing now. We're getting back to the real pros now. Those guys might be good football players, but these are the ones that know how to do the throwing. Look at them, boy. I mean, they're seasoned veterans. They're Pro Bowl throwers in a crew of Caesar. The duck seasoner, wabbit. Come on, guys. You show those NFL boys how to do it.
Snuck one under the canopy here.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Come on, man. Throw it right there. There we go. We're cleaning up now, guys. How you like that, huh?
So a quick glimpse there of Councilman Ed making the catch. Right now we're looking at the John Curtis Christian High School Band under the direction of Hezekiah Brinson. The principal over there, Headmaster John T. Curtis. Their flag unit out front. Lots of discussion the last couple of days here in the metropolitan area about some of the crews that may not have all the floats or the bands. Ed is somebody that puts a parade together. Isn't a Mardi Gras parade about the marching bands and the
Plus the whole package, and it's what it's about is having good carnival people in charge of the organization. And you don't really have to commercialize if you have good carnival people. And with people who aren't good carnival people, even commercialization isn't going to help.
No.
Because when the sponsors come, they're going to want to sponsor parades like Caesar. You see what I mean? So the rich are going to get richer in a sense. Caesar has no commercialism. They don't need it. But they got people like Bob Cornisi and all the other great officers that have been doing this for years. And they love it. And it's a labor of love. That's all. You meet Bob Caesar on July the 4th. He's not talking about Independence Day. He's talking about the next Caesar parade. That's what Mardi Gras needs. More people who love Mardi Gras like these people do. And then you won't have to worry about all the other things. I mean, this parade has got everything it takes. This is a world-class parade.
Looking at float number 16, speaking of world-class, public broadcasting. PBS, the Public Broadcasting Service.
The famous train of the children's show, Thomas the Tank train engine, is a central figure on this float.
This float depicts all the different types of public broadcasting shows that are available on local TV. The riders are costumed as Bert and Ernie.
The lovable duo from, what, Sesame Street, huh?
That's right. And the float lieutenants, who are dressed as Miss Piggy.
David Passay and James Rosato. But this is a beautiful parade. And
as evidenced by their invitation year in and year out to go to Disney World.
That's correct. They're going now on Saturday. They're there 4 days.
That speaks volumes when the folks at Disney want whatever you do to be a part of the
And I
Magic
understand
Kingdom.
it's not only Disney who wants him in Orlando. They have the other people who are talking to him also. Look at Thomas the Train.
Float number 16, PBS, Public Broadcasting, part of the theme of TV Focus here with the crew of Caesar. 1996, parading on the first Saturday of Carnival.
All right. Man, they're throwing some stuff. Look at this.
Oh, they're being very generous.
Watch out. Now, here comes the Frisbee. Watch, they're trying to get us a Frisbee up here. He made it. He got it.
We made it. It's in here.
Here we go. Here's another Frisbee.
Another.
Here's a handful of beads. Oh, man. It almost broke my arm. Gave me tennis elbow trying to catch all that stuff. There you go. Oh, you got it?
We're going to go ahead and take a short break right here while we protect ourselves.
Man.
You're watching the crew of Caesar, 1996 on Cox Metro 10.
This is a Mardi Gras Minute, brought to you by Cox Communications of Louisiana.
In all of the chaos known as Mardi Gras, it's easy to miss a lot of the activity. The Mardi Gras Museum in Kenner lets you see what you've missed because it preserves the carnival season year-round. The museum has displayed everything from antique ball invitations, present-day throws, festive costumes, Mardi Gras Indian memorabilia, and even a beaded car. At the museum, you might see floats you missed on Mardi Gras gone by. Or go backstage at Mardi Gras and see artists making costumes, masks, and specialty items. The museum offers special programs for kids of all ages. The Kenner Mardi Gras Museum is the only one dedicated strictly to Mardi Gras paraphernalia. So if you want to give visiting friends and family a taste of Mardi Gras in the off-season, you can check it out at 421 Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
My goodness, we're scrambling up here, picking up from the generous throws of the crew of Caesar in 1996. Ed, you need to put that headset back on. We're looking right now at the Independence High School Band from Independence, Louisiana, under the direction of Don Como. You can hear a little bit of their playing. We're going to have to show you all at the end of the parade what a haul we've got up here.
Here it is here. This is why I could hear it. This was on the floor. Man, they knocked everything off my head. But it was a great... Wow.
Generous throws in this parade.
Playing a Mardi Gras Mambo. But you know, it survived the Coke.
That's the important thing.
That shows we know what we're doing up here. We know where to hide the...
Keep them on the downstream side of everything, and they're pretty safe. Mardi Gras Mambo is played by the Independence High School Band from Independence, Louisiana. The Nashville Network, TNN, is float number 17.
Willie Nelson strums his guitar as Minnie Pearl, from the Grand Ole Opry fame, adorns the top of this country and western float. The riders are dressed as Willie himself. The float lieutenant is David Clifford.
One of the popular channels on Cox Cable these days. The Nashville Network. Just the other night I was watching, saw a biography of that old pea picker himself, Tennessee Ernie Ford. And there's Willie on the front, strumming that guitar. The red bandana is trademark. And all the folks on board dressed with their red bandanas as well.
I noticed Sheriff Harry Lee just made an appearance here today in the crowd. And he's catching stuff as well as we are, and he's throwing it right back.
Somebody's going to get a bear.
Maybe we can get Harry over
here. It looks like. Yep, there it goes. Let's get ready. My goodness, that had to be 50 or 100 cups at once. Oh, got me. The Grand Ole Opry, as we see on the side. Passing us right now is the Meisler Middle School Band and auxiliaries under the direction of Charmaine Demoral, Principal Jay Harney. The drum majors are Mian Guan and Casey Sorensen. The Meisler Band has marched every Mardi Gras since the school opened 17 years ago. And the students range from 11 to 13 years of age. And tonight, they're sporting new uniform coats. Let's give them a listen. A beautiful night for parading here in Jefferson Parish, as it is all over the metropolitan area. It's a bit breezy out here tonight, but that's not stopping the throws from reaching us. We're looking right now just about a couple of 100 feet away from us, the Adventure Channel.
Yeah, Matador from the famous bullfights in Spain is the central figure of this float, as a scuba diver overlooks the crowd.
The float depicts, flow riders depict matadors from Spain in their colorful costumes. Float lieutenants are Louis Frost and William Faust.
Bill Faust.
But this float, you can say there is no bull. At least I don't see one yet. But who knows? With the matador on there, maybe they're just too afraid to have one on there.
Look at Sheriff Lee. I wish we'd get a shot at him. You see, he's got all the policemen picking up stuff out the street, and then he can throw them to the crowd.
Sheriff Lee is directly across the street from us on the very corner.
His hair is completely unruffled and everything, and he's having nothing but fun out here. That's why he's so popular. Maybe we can get him up here in a little while. I'm going to ask Craig Tafaro to bring him over.
Mardi Gras is the great equalizer. From folks from all walks of life, they all hunker down in the street and all go for the same thing. The Mardi Gras throws, from beads to frisbees to, as you saw, great big stuffed polar bears. Nerf footballs as being thrown by the NFL Fox people. And our float going by it now, the Adventure Channel, float number 18.
Come on, you guys. Let's see what you got going for you down there.
And I'm hearing the clink of doubloons for the first time tonight. They're throwing moon pie.
Oh, moon pie. Throw some moon pie. Hey, there's a moon pie. How you like that? Oh, oh, oh.
Made a ringer around our camera lens right there.
How you like that?
We're hearing the strains of I believe it's the North Iberville High School Band, as we're looking at our next float coming into range now. Float number 19, MTV.
How you like that? The first of the season parade is this tandem float. Watch how big this one's going to be. This float depicts the teenage craze, music television. The first half of the float features the figures of the king himself, Elvis and Mick Jagger, and those famous women of rock, Tina Turner and Cyndi Lauper. The riders are dressed as the rock group Kiss. The float lieutenants are Shelby Powell and Ruby Manger. And watch the size of this bugger.
That's right, it's a double. They're taking a little pause there. I guess the king has a hankering for a banana sandwich. Thank you very much.
The king has not left Veterans Boulevard.
And oddly enough, we've got Rod Stewart on the front of this float, but he's also appearing tonight.
He might be on the float. Everybody else is here tonight. Rod may have taken an intermission down at the Superdome and came out here to season.
What we're talking about is Rod Stewart is appearing here in Crescent City tonight at the Superdome in concert.
All right, now here we go, you guys. I got to feel
these rock and rollers can get wild.
Oh, so man, let me take these glasses off before I get hurt up to it. All right, you guys, throw some beads up here. Come on, man. Let's see if we can get them all wet. Oh, there you go.
Great catch.
Beautiful beads. Oh, here goes another handful. What's those? Oh, Bob, watch out now. Oh, good God. Oh.
The Chalmette Strutters are marching into view right now.
Now I got to put the glasses back on. The director of the Chalmette Strutters is Gene Mandola. The Chalmette Strutters have been in operation for 30 years. And have performed in Disney parks in California and Florida.
Let's go ahead and give them a listen to the music and look at their colorful headdresses. be careful out here, folks. The throwers are lobbing, at least in our direction, these great big bundles, and they tagged one of our camera people.
Well, you know,
he seems to be all right.
If every now and then you lose this, it's not because the equipment's not working. It's just that it's been literally bombarded with.
Once again, the Chalmette Strutters from Chalmette, Louisiana. And not far behind this group is the Late Night TV Wars. The ratings wars heated up as Caesar presents Late Night TV with David Letterman, the gap-toothed late night host, as the central figure on this float.
And Jay Leno follows right behind him. Of course, the ratings have been going the other way lately. The riders represent our favorite late night host, Dave Letterman. The float lieutenant is Sonny Kuchar. Ted Koppel is going to demand equal time. All right, that looks awfully.
All right, everyone gird yourself, because here comes another float.
Now. Put the glasses down. Oh, Lord, they spotted us already up there. Come on up here. Come on, let's see if we can do it. Oh.
Take it easy.
Come on, man, you can do better than that. Attaboy, Caesar.
It's crazy up here, folks. I can promise you that. Following right behind float 20 is the West St. John High School Band.
The director is Dwayne Nathan, and they received several awards in various festivals around the state.
Listening to the drumbeat of West St. John as they move on past us here on Veterans Boulevard near Causeway. Crew of Caesar 1996. And our next float with the microscope up front is the Discovery Channel. This float represents one of the TV networks that contributes to the knowledge of the TV audience.
A large microscope adorns the front of this float as an ancient skull overlooks the crowd. The riders are dressed ready to go on an African safari in their infamous pith helmets. The float lieutenants are David Conover and Julian Pembo. And here they go, and Julian, one of them's taking our picture up here. Come on, throw me something. Don't just sit there and take my picture. You're supposed to throw me some stuff, man. Oh, they did it. Happy Mardi Gras, you guys. Send me a copy of that picture. Thank you.
That's the real switch here, to be videotaping from the float.
Let's take it out, Mike. You guys. You gotta get right low. You see, they gotta put it right. Oh man, hit the damn.
We're gonna take a short break here from the Crew of Caesar 1996.
Oh, what the?
We'll be right back with more of the Crew of Caesar on Cox Metro 10. Catch it, Ed.
I got it. We got it. We got it.
Since 1993, my mom has called Harahan Guest House home. As a member of their staff, I can honestly say their care and commitment to their family of residents is second to none.
My mother has been a resident of Harahan Guest House for almost 3 years. The caring staff of nurses has become part of her family. Harahan Guest House is more than just an excellent nursing facility. It's my mother's home.
Hi, I'm Bridget Pellette, and today I'm right here in City Park, where Endymion will soon be lining up its floats, and this will be a great event, and you can catch it live right here on Cox Metro 10. In fact, this is going to be such a perfect event. I mean, I can't even imagine one thing that could possibly go wrong.
Bridget, I'm all excited. It's like the Bernie and Bridget show again. Endymion, beads, floats, parades, everything awesome. We're like a Jekyll and Jekyll, like Batman and Robin. We're awesome together.
Catch Endymion live only on Cox Metro 10, brought to you by Cox Communications and the Plaza.
Like Kathy Lee and that guy, what's his name?
This is a Mardi Gras Minute, brought to you by Cox Communications of Louisiana. Located in the heart of the French Quarter, Bergen Galleries offers an impressive selection of fine art, posters, and limited edition graphics. This includes an extensive collection of Mardi Gras prints, from the first commercially produced carnival poster created in 1977 to this year's official Rex Proclamation and Bacchus prints signed by this year's celebrity Bacchus, Dick Clark. Since there is no official Mardi Gras poster, owner Margarita Bergen is able to display and market the works of numerous local artists, such as Anzie Adams, Michael Hunt, Matt Reinhard, Larry Harris, George DeRoe, and Andrea Mistretta. The Bergen collection includes mass-produced posters as well as limited edition serigraphs signed by the talented artists who created them. Bergen Galleries also invite you to explore its colorful Zulu room, featuring highly collectible prints depicting the spirit of one of Mardi Gras' most unique and treasured crews. Visit Bergen Galleries, 730 Royal Street. Bergen Galleries, your poster, art, and graphics headquarters. For tuxedo rentals and sales, do what New Orleanians have done for over 30 years. Go to Smart Set Formal Wear. Smart Set Formal Wear is locally owned and operated and carries many different styles of men's tuxedos and formal wear, with sizes in most styles ranging from size 4 to size 60. Smart Set Formal Wear is sure to suit your needs. Arrange a complete black tuxedo for only $34.95 or basic black tails for only $44.95. So visit Smart Set Formal Wear at our two locations, 536 Oak Lawn in Metairie and 3901 Williams in Kenner.
Isn't it sad when your favorite parade is over?
Well, don't worry. Cox Cable can help. Cox Cable is proud to offer the beauty and pageantry of Mardi Gras on VHS tape. This year, Cox Cable is offering Napoleon, Caesar, and Endymion. Simply send check or money order for $19.95 plus $4 shipping and handling to Cox Cable Productions, 338 Edwards Avenue, Harahan, Louisiana, 70123. Please allow 3 to 4 weeks for delivery.
And welcome back to the crew of Caesar 1996. Bob Pavlovich here along with Ed Munez, bringing you all the festivities and color, pomp, and circumstance. We're listening and watching the Assumption High School Band, one of the many bands that are bringing music to the festivities tonight. Of course, with the crew of Caesar, they're going to have at least almost 2 dozen marching bands, as well as 33 floats. So stay tuned. We're about at the halfway point of this parade. Coming into view right now, we've got our next float in the parade. And that should be float number 23, Saturday Morning Cartoons. Saturday morning, I know, because I was one, is every child's favorite night of the week. Well, day of the week, morning of the week.
Try morning of the week. You've been hitting the head a few times tonight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, some of the favorite cartoon characters of all time, the Pink Panther, Garfield, and my kids' favorites, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, adorn the float. The riders are dressed as the Pink Panther.
And the float lieutenants are Charlie Becknell and Harold Hoyholton. And here they come, boys.
Get ready. They spotted you already.
Oh, man. I'm sorry. That did a bad spot. A bad spot.
Well, hey, we got you never turn away. Watch out, Ed. You never turn away. Jesus. My goodness gracious me. Whoa! That almost took the skin off my nose. Yeah, that was not a very nice toss there that they got you with, Ed. Look at the dance connection right now under direction of Robbie Gagne Show. Dance Connection is a special events dance team. They're proudly celebrating their 17th year of performing in Mardi Gras parades.
Well,
you okay? We don't need to get you an ice pack or anything, huh?
On my birthday, I didn't need that.
This dance team was the first to introduce the popular music trend we see in parades today, the mobile sound band. As they fall into light down the ways a little bit, in their white costumes, we can see the Dance Connection perform.
This dance team was the first to introduce the popular music trend we see in the parade today in the mobile sound band. This is 1979. The Dance Connection.
Maybe they can get a picture of Harry Lee over Stan B at the end.
Yeah, he's in there mixing and mingling.
And catching and throwing.
These are just some of the throws that they're throwing at us and to us tonight. In addition to these deadly packs of beads right here, we're getting the purple, green, and gold variety. We've got the frisbee tonight. I had a moon pie here to show you.
I ate it.
But you had one, and I think our camera guy Bert right over here had the other one. Here is the Caesar emblemed red beads that they throw, and the very fine Caesar emblem. I think I got one of those.
Frisbee and the pearls.
The frisbees that are popular, the moon pies. Here we go. I don't know. This has got the
medallion bead.
The medallion bead right here with the Crew of Caesar logo right on the front of it there, and these are the other hot ones this year, the gold ones. And apparently, the bigger the bead now, the better.
How you like to get hit with this?
My goodness.
And listen, if you see Harry Lee across here, I can't get over him because it looks like he just got out of a fight. His hair's all messed up. He's ran and drave it over there, and then when he catches the stuff, he throws it back to the people, and then he makes the sheriffs pick it up and hand it to him and throws it again. We ought to get a shot at it. It's Stan B.
Looking right now at our next float coming up here, the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel represents season's favorite, most watched channel during the Mardi Gras season. Boy, that's true.
A large sun is featured on the front of the float as a tornado lurks in the background.
The riders are dressed as tourists, ready to go for a walk in the sun.
Float lieutenant is Brian DeLeo. I tell you what, the Weather Channel is the most scorned by comedians in the world, but I believe it's the most watched by anyone that has cable.
Especially people who ride floats during Mardi Gras. I know in my house for the next week, that station will be watched every 15 minutes.
Little known tidbit here, unless it's changed, if you have the parental control device on your cable box on the TV set and you block out a channel, guess what channel takes its place?
The Weather Channel?
The Weather Channel.
How you like that? But I've seen some obscene forecasts during Mardi Gras. But he smiled on Caesar tonight, and justifiably so, because what a great parade.
Rolling into view here, the float with the Weather Channel. You can start to see the hint of that tornado just behind the sun there, that dark gray with the lightning bolt. And these folks are ready to party with their straw hats and Hawaiian shirts. And they're loosening up. Ed, keep your eyes peeled. You're watching the Crew of Caesar, 1996. We're going to take a short break and be right back with more. You're watching the Crew of Caesar on Cox Metro 10.
This is a Mardi Gras Minute, brought to you by Cox Communications of Louisiana.
In all of the chaos known as Mardi Gras, it's easy to miss a lot of the activity. The Mardi Gras Museum in Kenner lets you see what you've missed because it preserves the carnival season year-round. The museum has displayed everything from antique ball invitations, present-day throws, festive costumes, Mardi Gras Indian memorabilia, and even a beaded car. At the museum, you might see floats you missed on Mardi Gras gone by. Or go backstage at Mardi Gras and see artists making costumes, masks, and specialty items. The museum offers special programs for kids of all ages. The Kenner Mardi Gras Museum is the only one dedicated strictly to Mardi Gras paraphernalia. So if you want to give visiting friends and family a taste of Mardi Gras in the off-season, you can check it out at 421 Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Welcome back to the Crew of Caesar, 1996. Bob Pavlovich here, along with Ed Munez, bringing you all the festivities happening out here tonight. We're looking at the St.
Helena Central High School Band.
You got it. The Hawks. Let's give them a listen. going through all the booty we've got here as the St. Helena band goes by. Step on over here next to me, Ed.
We're concerned that the stand may fall down with
Just
all
the
the weight.
sheer weight. You can't see down below us, but underneath the table all around us here is a sea of beads and throws. They're throwing the big packs of the multicolors. As we showed you before, the Caesar medallions. And I still need to get another moon pie because I've actually not had one of the
It was good.
The Crow moon.
It was a very good moon pie.
It was?
Both of them were very good.
Food's going to be a big item this year at the Mardi Gras parades. Just be sure it's wrapped. Just don't let them throw you open food. It's not a very good thing at all. Anyway, we got our next float rolling into position here.
Home improvement float, float number 25. The most popular TV show in '95 is depicted by a float, Home Improvement.
Yeah.
Tim Allen overlooks parade goers as the float depicts a house under repair with float riders or Caesar's own construction workers with Foreman Al overlooking their handiwork.
Hey, the float lieutenant is Michael Walsh. Real manly float.
I remember we're going to get about 3 floats in a row here, so
flannel
hold
shirts.
on to everything you got.
Hard hats. We should have hard hats up here tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Hard something else, too.
Well, yeah. Cups, everything. Home improvement. Tim Allen, a success with his stand-up routine, talking about men and their home improvement peccadillos. Parlayed that into a series on ABC. And from there, he did his own motion picture. The Santa Claus was the voice in the Toy Story. And other movies in the works.
Here we go, guys.
They go.
Here we go. Let's see if we can't get a little bit closer to
All
the
right,
front.
guys, take it easy. We're close by. Okay, we got it. And there's another one.
I got that one. Thank you.
These guys are rough, Ed. Okay, here come the cups. Oh, no.
I like more down than we caught.
They've stopped here in front of us.
Oh,
that's a bad thing.
Oh, thank you, Caesar. Oh. I got to get a mask. You know, they knocked the headpiece off.
Home improvement, we need catcher's masks up here.
That's what we need.
Yep.
And catcher's protection all over the place.
Next float's rolling into position right now. That noise you're hearing is the throws hitting our plexiglass. This is the Circus of Stars. Float number 26, the Circus of Stars, with a big growling lion overlooking the crowd with Sly Stallone as the ringmaster. The riders are costumed as circus clowns. The float lieutenants on this float are Gary Clement and Henry Nalig Jr. Circus of the Stars, of course, big network extravaganzas to not only help with ratings, but to give the public their fill of television and movie stars performing somewhat death-defying acts with lions and tigers and tight ropes and juggling. And most of the viewing public learns that the actors and actresses they see on television have talents other than just walking and talking in front of the movie camera.
The float lieutenants are Gary Clement and Henry Neelick Jr.
Circus of the Stars.
Circus of the Stars. What a pretty float, by the way. You know, people, they throw so much that it's hard to watch the floats, but if you look at them, even on TV, I guess, they're really pretty. And
and we've got our next student, and you see all the kids along here. These were the ones that went crazy when the Power Rangers came by. The Gold Dusters dance team is walking into view right now under the direction of Deborah Softly Sill.
The Gold Dusters dance team from Metairie.
And of course, the Dance Connection has been one of the perennial participants here in parades, not only in the Krewe of Caesar, but in other parades as well.
they're replacing my equipment here. I think
there we go.
Krewe of Caesar demolished the last headset that we had.
Yeah, now we can hear you just fine.
Oh, I'm going to tell you, you have to have equipment that can take abuse up here, because it does.
You have to have hosts that can take the abuse, too.
These are unique beads here, made in...
that's different.
In China.
Made in China. Those are unusual. We'll have to show these at the end of the show. Somewhere under this sea of beads up here, as we watch the Dance Connection, I have my little bits of information that I can pass on to you. Well, let's be entertained by the Gold Dusters right now.
Oh, excuse me.
Coming up, we have our next float, and well, I don't even need to look at the papers to recognize who this is.
Frank Davis.
And Naturally New Orleans.
This float needs no introduction because it's Naturally New Orleans. It's Frank Davis. The float also depicts everything that New Orleans is famous for. The float riders are costumed as Mr. Mudbug, Float Lieutenants Terrence Reith, and Peter Spinata. It looks just like Frank up there, except that it's not as big as Frank is.
Oh, he's trimmed down.
Well,
Since
that's right.
that health scare, Frank's looking good.
He's eating a lot of fish, man. We can see him every night, all the ones that he catches.
Oh, they're throwing Frisbee rings off of this one. At least that's a little softer to deal with.
Here we go, guys. Oh!
Pink cups are flying up here now.
Oh!
Purple to blue. Oh! Gotcha, Ed.
Get another headset.
Another headset. Sir, where are those unusual beats? Here, the unusual ones we're talking about, they're like little cylinders. We're going to have to get a close-up of that later.
I think something's inside my head.
Pretty different. Well, you're all right, huh?
Oh, I'm in great shape.
Okay. Because you got your parade next weekend.
Well,
we
got a week to rest. Don't worry. We're gonna go to Metairie Manor someplace for about a week and relax.
Following right behind that float, we have from Grace King High School, the Grace King Band.
That might have been that guy that ran against me last year.
Under the direction of Louis Jackson, the principal's Al Montgomery. The band has won several superior ratings in LMEA and also various festivals around the country. The Grace King High School Band with their marching unit out front.
You know, Al Montgomery is very civic-minded. He puts in a lot of time on the board of directors at East Jefferson General Hospital. Representing Councilman Gambaluka.
Lots of folks lining Veterans Boulevard. Plenty of more Mardi Gras Carnival to come. We're looking up the street right now, Ed Munez and I, up towards Bonneville, and they're 10, 12 deep in most areas under the overpass here. Everybody catching throws, very generous with the throws this year. Crew of Caesar putting on a fine display, as always. Bob Carnesi and the crew should be very proud. The costumes by the Columbos, Rex with light benders doing fine work on not only the costumes but the throws this year. Just a fabulous presentation overall.
But you know, there's the whole, when I say Season's family parade. Robert Carnesi, his wife Jan, Robin and Kerry, Sylvie and Bob, of course, Bob being the captain, his wife. They just, the whole family, they live for Caesar. That's their life. They do a great job. I wish we could show you Bobby's wife. I was watching this parade from the stand tonight. And she got the pride. She's just bursting with pride, rightly so.
It's a culmination of at least a year of efforts. Renee Bourne and All That Jazz, one of the popular performers here in not only the Crew of Caesar, but throughout Mardi Gras. Swinging and swaying. You'll never see a float move as much as Renee Bourne's does. When they get to dancing and moving, everything moves, and I do believe the crowd is a part of it too. Look at that float just going left and right and left and right.
Renee Bourne and All That Jazz. How does she do it?
You know, Renee's been doing this for at least as long as I have, and she looks real good. She never ages. Look at her.
I think it's just because of what she's doing now. Just all that movement, all that high energy is what keeps her young.
You know, I'm watching Henry Trapani as he watches these units go by. What a job he does all year long. Mardi Gras, this year he's ably assisted by Bill Mike Munoz, nephew of our late parish president Mike Yenny, who was another guy who loves Mardi Gras. And I'm sure you'll be hearing from him as time goes by. I would be surprised if one day he wouldn't be the parish president. Now that they have term limits.
The Archbishop Hannon High School Band. from down in the parish, from Moreau, it's the Hawks. Archbishop Hannon growing every year as we look at the band. A fine night for a parade.
The director of Archbishop Hannon's high school band is Larry Villalobos.
As our cameraman just had a shot of the night sky, it's the breeze has calmed down a bit, but it's, I guess, what the weather folks would call variable and gusty. Still enough to keep things fresh and comfortable out here.
Well, you know, you just couldn't ask for a better night. It's not hot, it's not cold, it's just perfect out here. You got a little wind blowing that's keeping everybody refreshed. Very few people have anything more than shirt sleeves on tonight.
The Travel Channel is passing us right now, coming into view of our cameras.
The float depicts from the Eiffel Tower in Paris to the Tower of London to sailing to New York Harbor. It arrives a costume of this French artist. The float lieutenant is Hank Dole. But I mean, where else in America, you know, with all the freezing weather we're having all over, you're seeing people out here at night with short sleeve shirts on enjoying this parade. How lucky we are to live in such a great area.
Of course, the Eiffel Tower surrounded by the Boodoos. The Travel Channel, of course, on Cox Cable takes you just about anywhere and everywhere you want to go from the comfort of your own living room. Oh boy, here we go. They've spotted us, Ed. Here it comes. Well, I got more moon pies in here. I didn't catch you. There they go. A whole sleeve of cups. Oh, you see that out the corner of your eye, and the most thing you do is you flinch. Where's my moon pie? Here's one. Wait a minute. Here we go. This is the moon pies they're throwing this year, and they even have nutrition facts on it, which you don't want to read, believe me. They have, this one's the chocolate marshmallow and the Caesar Nerf football with the bell inside. Let's go back out to the street right now and see what's happening out there. While you were
Wild World of Sports, float number 29.
Yes, indeed.
An Olympic ski champion is the central motif on this float. Various sports figures surround the float. The riders are costumed as NASCAR drivers. The float lieutenants are David Lopwade and Robert Meehan Jr.
Of course, the wide world of sports, the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat, the trademark for decades now.
And you're hearing the Ramblers go by right in front of the float. They got a great little group, reminiscent of Art Ryder, who was early on in the parade.
Ramblers are under the direction of David Lapwade.
You know, it's good to see young people following in this tradition, because this is a great, uniquely New Orleans thing, this jazz music.
Well, if Frank were here, he'd say, because it's naturally null. The skier on the front of this float, of course, that is the agony of defeat. That skier that took that tumble every week, thanks to the magic of videotape. A Yugoslavian skier back from that era took the hard fall and was immortalized week in and week out on the opening of the wide world of sports. And I just got another moon pie. Watch out, Ed. Here they come. Ed got a football. Ed, they're throwing heavy-duty stuff now. Watch yourself. Ed, look out. The amazing thing is we're living to tell about it. Coming up right now is Float 30, Sci-Fi Channel. That is another one of the new Falcons football. The Sci-Fi Channel is one of the newest additions to the Cox Cable lineup. This float has a central figure as a human fly. As an alien looks over his shoulder, the float riders are creatures from outer space. The float lieutenant is Lyle Lambert in their Dayglow costumes. Careful now, Ed. You're watching the Crew of Caesar, 1996, here on Cox Cable Metro 10. We got, finally, moon pies for everybody. When we come back, we'll tell you more about it. Stay tuned to more of the Crew of Caesar here on Cox Metro 10. We'll be right back.
There's a handoff.
Since 1993, my mom has called Harahan Guest House home. As a member of their staff, I can honestly say their care and commitment to their family of residents is second to none.
My mother has been a resident of Harahan Guest House for almost 3 years. The caring staff of nurses has become part of her family. Harahan Guest House is more than just an excellent nursing facility. It's my mother's home.
Hi, I'm Brigitte Pellette, and today I'm right here in City Park, where Endymion will soon be lining up its floats, and this will be a great event, and you can catch it live right here on Cox Metro 10. In fact, this is going to be such a perfect event. I mean, I can't even imagine one thing that could possibly go wrong.
Brigitte, I'm all excited. It's like the Bernie and Brigitte show again. Endymion, beads, floats, parades, everything awesome. We're like a Jekyll and Jekyll, like Batman and Robin. We're awesome together.
Catch Endymion live only on Cox Metro 10, brought to you by Cox Communications and the Plaza.
Like Kathy Lee and that guy, what's his name?
And welcome back to the Crew of Caesar 1996. You're looking at the last float, float number 32, the Superheroes.
Well, the Superheroes close out this 1996 salute to television. Captain Planet, Batman, and Superman round out this float of superheroes. The riders are dressed as Captain America. Float Lieutenant is Thomas Fauché. And we'll see you all in 1997. I think it's February 1st. And this has been a great parade. Am I missing one, though? Did the...
I think we...
yeah, the History Channel I haven't seen. Well...
Crew of Caesar wishes to thank Cox Cable for the cable cast of this parade, and they say they're indeed happy that everyone will have the opportunity to see the parade. They'd like to thank again the Colombo family for the great court costumes, and to Light Benders for all their hard work as I'm ducking throws here, and all the neon and the costumes. Thanks to Saban Productions for the Power Rangers, and the Fox TV network and the NFL for taking part. And of course, when you hear the sirens like that, when you hear those sirens, that means the parade's over. The fire engines are going by, Ed, and the final units. What did you think of the parade this year?
Oh, it was typical Caesar. I mean, there's not another one like it. I mean, they're uniquely in a class by themselves. They got a lot of great parades, and they all have their pluses. But this parade is certainly in a class by itself. It's a highlight of the Mardi Gras season.
We got moon pies. We got a team NFL football, of course.
That's right. I don't know who's going to get that
team on it. We won't mention.
No, we're going to scratch that out and write Saints.
I did manage to get one doubloon, which, as Ed says, is not the popular throw these days, but I do have one that's got the Power Rangers on it, so my boys are going to like that. Ed, I'd like to thank you for joining us this year.
Oh, it's been
for all your help.
I think it's about my 15th straight year.
Gotta be.
I was a young man when I started, but look at me now.
Still are.
I don't know,
Happy
man.
birthday.
This is a hazardous duty pay up here tonight.
Happy
but it was
birthday
wonderful.
again.
Thank you very much. And
for Ed Munez, I'm Bob Pavlovich. Before we go, there's some folks that we have to give special thanks to for all their fine support. We'd like to give our special thanks to DiMaggio's Restaurant and Beer Garden for providing food for the Cox Productions crew. A well-fed crew is a happy crew. DiMaggio's is located at 1200 Clearview Parkway in the Elmwood Shopping Center in Harahan. The owner of DiMaggio's, Mr. Joe DiMaggio, is a member of Caesar and is riding in the parade tonight. Special thanks to Smart Set Formal Wear for providing our tuxedo tonight. Smart Set has 2 convenient locations to serve you, 536 Oaklawn Drive, Metairie, and 3901 Williams Boulevard in Kenner. Would also like to mention that the owner of Smart Set Formal Wear, Alan Haley, longtime member of Caesar, who was riding on the Tasmanian Devil Float tonight for Looney Tunes. And by the way, if you'd like to purchase a cassette of the music track that you heard tonight, Street Beat, featured in the telecast, send a check or money order for $6 to Arlene West Music, 6337 Dover Place, New Orleans, 70131. Attention, Brian Clement. It's for a VHS cassette, I'm told. Remember to include your return address.
And Bob, I'd like to thank on behalf of the people of Jefferson Parish and Metropolitan New Orleans and all of South Louisiana, the Cornisi family and all the officers of the Crew of Caesar for putting on a spectacular parade, which is so obvious that so many turned out for and thoroughly enjoyed. We really appreciate what they do for us. It's great, and long may we have parades like Caesar tonight. We wish all the other parades that are coming up in Jefferson Parish and all the rest of the area good luck, and we hope they have as good a weather as Caesar had tonight.
Thanks again, Ed. For Ed Munez, I'm Bob Pavlovich. We'll see you next time.
I'm going to play ball with David Joseph
on Cox Metro 10. Bye-bye.
is a Mardi Gras Minute, brought to you by Cox Communications of Louisiana. Located in the heart of the French Quarter, Bergen Galleries offers an impressive selection of fine art, posters, and limited edition graphics. This includes an extensive collection of Mardi Gras prints, from the first commercially produced carnival poster created in 1977 to this year's official Rex Proclamation and Bacchus print signed by this year's celebrity Bacchus, Dick Clark. Since there is no official Mardi Gras poster, owner Margarita Bergen is able to display and market the works of numerous local artists, such as Anzie Adams, Michael Hunt, Matt Reinhardt, Larry Harris, George DeRoe, and Andrea Mistretta. The Bergen collection includes mass-produced posters as well as limited edition serigraphs signed by the talented artists who created them. Bergen Galleries also invite you to explore its colorful Zulu room, featuring highly collectible prints depicting the spirit of one of Mardi Gras' most unique and treasured crews. Visit Bergen Galleries, 730 Royal Street. Bergen Galleries, your poster, art, and graphics headquarters.
You're watching Cox Metro 10.